Hi guys, Paul from PABrewNews. Got a beer here from the Victory Brewing Company from downtown Pennsylvania. This is their Wild Devil. Apparently this is a Brett aged, I don't know what else, but I know Brett, and I think red wine barrel aged Hop Devil. What's it say? It's a Brett IPA, Wild Devil, red wine barrel aged Brett India Pale Ale. And it's their Hop Devil. 6.7 alcohol by volume. Maybe not the best ABV to be putting in barrels and stuff, but hey, whatever. I picked this one up at Henry Volkner's in Danville, Pennsylvania. It was put not in a very cool place. Volkner's is one of those big kind of warehouse looking things, but it does have fridges in the back. But this was just on the shelf. It was a really hot day. I was on the way back from Gettysburg actually with the kids, so that was one of the hottest days of the year. So I did put this in my fridge. It's been out of my fridge for a while now. My only hope and pray and goal is that it's not going to explode everywhere. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If it does, it does. I mean, unfortunately, if it does, I'm just going to throw it that way. I might just sneak away and do this in my spill bucket, in my paint spill bucket, just in case. Because you never know. I am happy with that. The pop was nice, and no pliff fit came out. Pop was nice. Nice pop. Didn't even rise really, just a little bit of bubbles in that ring. Using my Clarion River glass. Little PA on PA action. Okay. I was a little worried about this one because I think that's one of the things is when you know it's a volatile beer or this or that, I mean, you already kind of have expectations and precautionary plans to, if it does, you chill it down, things like that. It's one of those other beers that you don't expect to explode everywhere. Heir apparent from Licking Hole Creek to be example. That shouldn't have exploded everywhere. Why did it? And it didn't on other people's, so it must have had some kind of infection in the batch that I have, or something to do that. And Bloom Brew is definitely a temperature controlled bottle shop. It's cool in there for a reason. So this one foamed up once I actually got it in the glass, even though I poured it gently, as you can kind of see. That is a rocky milkshake top 10 right there. A lot of streaming carbonation in this beer. It definitely needs to breathe for a little bit. Loads and loads and loads of streaming carbonation. So much carbonation the head is probably not going to die down in a bit. But you could see, that reddish hue. That red wine barrel has definitely imparted a definite look to this beer. Okay. Gonna try to do the dirty finger trick. See if we can get the head to rock down a little faster. Alright. It did go down a little bit. There's a lot of buildup to this beer too. Especially with the head. So much carbonation on the bottom, it just constantly adding to the head. But not, as you can see now, not as rocky as it was. Big bubbles now dissipating, exploding on top. Don't want to invigorate it too much, just rock it around a little bit. Okay. Let's see if I can get a little bit of aroma through this head. Spicy straw hay qualities and a little bit of a vinous character from that red wine coming through. Yeah, a lot of floral, spicy tones. Little oak tannic tones. That again, that vinous red wine quality is coming through on the barrel. Little of a funky straw hay from that Brett. A little bit of lemon in there. We're gonna give this a go. It's a big bottle. I might not like it. I don't know, but I'm here to review PA beers, and that's what I'm gonna do right now. Cheers. Super smooth. Not a lot going on. It's not very complex and bombastic of a beer. It is very subtle. Beautiful little straw hay funk characteristics way in the background. Little spicy floral tones from those hops that are still lingering around. You get a little bit of a rounded edge of that red wine vinous character. Just a little bit of hint of a soft red wine right in the back. Everything's nuanced. Everything's very subtle. It's actually something about how savory and not how do I describe this? Something about how nuanced it actually is makes me like it even more. It's just so like you could brood about other things drinking this beer and not brood about the beer, if you know what I mean. It's one of the, but it's so, you know, classy and nuancy and stuff, and has those nice little qualities. It just burp's really nice too. There's a lot of gasiness to this, but the thing is, it's not filling my mouth up with gas or anything. Everything's perfectly carbonated. I left this out of the fridge for hours, so it's definitely not. It's definitely room temperature. I don't want to pull a Joe and sort of, you know, dripping water condensation stuff. You know what I mean? We don't do that. We don't do that here. We don't do that. If you're not aware, if you've never had Hop Devil before, it is not it's not a juice bomb. It's nothing like that. It is very spicy. It's earthy, floral tones. Same thing in here. It's still coming to fruition the same way it was when it was non-barrel aged, except now you have a twinge of a lemon. You have a little bit of a funky hay straw vibe in the background, and then of course you have a little bit of a tannic bite and a little bit of a red wine quality, but it's subtle. For how red this is, the red wine is actually pretty subtle, which I'm actually surprised. But it is a nice beer. It is a nice beer. I mean, I'm gonna waft this thing around, sip on this for quite a long time tonight. Just let it air out and get it even more and more drinkable. Yeah, it's kind of exactly what I expected, but a little bit not, if you know what I mean. It does taste a lot like Hop Devil still. It has those Brett influences. It has the red wine barrel qualities. It's just more nuanced than I thought it would be. I thought it would be more in your face, a little bit more, you know what I mean? Bombastic. Let's see what it says. It says, savor this Wild Devil Brett IPA as it completes its long journey. Our menacingly delicious Hop Devil IPA is transferred by a Belgian-style fermentation. The addition of Brett Brooks yeast creates wild ale that is slightly tamed during its 6 months of aging in Napa Valley red wine barrels. This funky ale emerges into a beautiful bitter tang with oak softness and a dry finish. I'm not getting too much of a bitter tang, but there is you know, the hops are still, the earthy, floral, spicy hops are still apparent, so I would agree with that. Soft oak, absolutely, and a dry finish, absolutely. And of course the wild ale, you're gonna get those hay straw tones, and then a little bit of that red wine barrel is coming through just the slightest bit through that for that barrel aging. So I think they kind of nailed it. You know, they did what they wanted to do. What, you know, I don't know. I think I think we're in this age now where we expect, you know, crazy dry hopping with everything and juice bombs and this and that. And this is not one of those beers. This is an old school beer, and I like old school. I definitely like getting these old school beers now and again. I love the fact that the Brett did its own little thing, and you can tell it has an effect on the beer, but it's not halting. It's not circumventing the original tasting notes of the Hop Devil. So it's not just like covering everything up with this weird funk that's undefinable funk. So yeah, I'm on par with this one because it's one of those ones where I wish it could be more, but I like what it is. But it's not as bombastic as I would normally like beer. But it didn't blow up. You automatically get a point for that. So yeah, very interesting beer. I think it'll be polarizing. I feel this is probably going to be a polarizing brew, where a lot of people will not like it, and then a lot of people will. Now, if you absolutely adored the original Hop Devil, and you do like the Brett kind of style, I mean, this is definitely up your alley. If you like the more traditional style, old school IPAs, and then you love the bready goodness, definitely give this one a go. I think you'll really like it. I actually really like it too. I like what's going on. They've made better barrel aged beers, but I like what they did here. So I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10 for the Hop Devil, or the Wild Devil rather, from Victory Brewing Company, downtown Pennsylvania. This has been Paul from PABrewNews. Cheers. Bye bye. Watch that finger.